They mean absolutely nothing to me.
Just a little bit. What's this?
It's Constable Guybrush, my toy Oh, ape. He doesn't much like being called monkey.
Anyways, let's pick him up.
Empty cardboard box. That's so not interesting.
And then let's exit out. What do we got here?
Shelves.
Shelves, alright.
That's my desk. So, theoretically, that's where I'm supposed to do my work. I think my muse has departed me for greener pastures, though, because lately, inspiration's been fleeting at best.
Kinda like me. I need to work on my shit.
It's just a chair. It's been too hot to sleep with a cover, so I don't. I don't need to make my bed. It's been too hot to sleep with a cover.
Cover somewhere. Let's take a look at this.
It's a picture of me and my friends.
Let's take a look at some more. I can pick it up.
I'm part of the should be reading more but life's too short generation. We embrace our illiteracy. The last book I read was How to Seduce the Man of Your Dreams. Now, if I can just find a man to dream about,
I'll be all set. Alright, there's a lamp. There's a fan. Can I take a look at the fan?
That fan is supposed to keep the room nice and cool in the summer. Sure, yeah, it's at least, 1/4 of a degree cooler in here when it's on.
Newport's a hot place. Alright, let's take a look at this.
My on-again, off-again diary. We've had a turbulent relationship, her and I.
Well, ain't that the truth, but...
Dear diary, note to self. Dreams of talking trees and dragons aside, it's still no excuse for talking to inanimate matter in the real world. So quit it.
Alright. Anyways, you should pick it up anyways. Now, we did get a few new things in our inventory. Let's take a look. The Constable!
Constable Guybrush is a strange hybrid between man, ape, and musician. In addition to being an officer of the law, of course.
He's kind of cool. Let's take a look at the picture.
It's a picture of Charlie, Emma, and me in Florence Park. Marcus took it about a month ago before it got real hot.
Let's see. Is there anything I can do? No. It's not really anything to combine it with. Let's take a look at the diary.
I've been keeping a diary intermittently since I was 5 years old. Not the same one, of course. I started this one, I think, April of this year.
What? Wait, what's this?
There's a loose sheet of paper in here.
Let's take it.
Hey, it's my timesheet from the cafe. I completely forgot I put it in here. Good thing I found it, because it broke.
Yup. Need some money. Now let's take a look at this, shall we?
It's a list of the hours I worked this past week at the cafe.
What cafe, you ask? We'll find out.
I'd better head over to the studio to do some work. Only 2 weeks until the big show opens, and my contribution is in serious need of attention. Might be a good idea to get dressed first, though.
Gotta get myself dressed. There we go. Now I'm all dressed. Oh,
hey,
look. It's
Babe, you're looking real sexy today.
Marcus.
Zach, listen,
Zach,
I've got to
sorry.
run, and
What's going on, April? How you been?
Let's see.
I don't really have time to hang around.
Then how about hanging out with me tonight? A few raptures, some hot dancing. Did I tell you I got a VIP pass to the pavilion? Those things are hard to come by, babe.
Woohoo.
Sounds like good fun, but not tonight.
Hey, whenever. Just don't expect me to be waiting around for you forever. No chick is worth that heartache. See you around.
What an asshole.
He is. Alright, let's throw down another save, shall we? Just cause. Save. Just a moment. And we're back. Let's go back to the game. Ooh, look at this.
It's a fact. as in FACT, Free Access Terminal.
Let's take a look.
Computer, voice interface is not installed. Please use the touchscreen interface to communicate with this free access terminal. Oh, okay. Why not consider a very reasonable upgrade? In addition to a voice interface, true holo display technology and Instacredit compatibility. No, I'll just use my hands, thanks. You are missing out on a great opportunity. If you upgrade now...
I'm sure we've all
Hold
met
on.
terminals like this.
You understood that. You have a voice interface installed already. Why would I pay to have another one installed? Current voice interface is for sales purposes only. If you take advantage of this very affordable upgrade today... No, really. This terminal doesn't belong to me. Noted. Please refrain from voice communication in the future, or you will be reported to the FACT FUB and charged for processing time. FUB? Fair Use Bureau. They are authorized to carry deadly arms.
Well then.
Well, whatever. Sorry.
Not talking to that thing again. It's a plant.
Organic plastic. It grows, and it converts carbon dioxide into oxygen, just like real plants, but it doesn't need nourishment of any kind. Convenient, but disturbing.
Oop. And then, hey. Let's take something from it.
I feel like someone's staring at me.
And there goes the fourth wall. That's Charlie's apartment.
Charlie's apartment. His place is twice as big as mine, with a private bathroom and a huge bed. I guess he likes his creature comforts.
A huge bed. And a private bathroom. Big. Let's see. Is he in?
Nobody home.
No, nope, he's not. Alright, let's go downstairs. And if you double click, she runs. So that's a good way to get her to move faster. Alright, what do we have here? We have Fiona. TV screen. Let's take a look.
The omnipresent screen. I don't pretend to know how it works, but all the data apparently passes through tiny little black holes in the fabric of our dimension. You know, that really freaks me out when I think about it.
And there's a bulletin board. Let's take a look. Alright, what do we got?
Annual summer blowout at the Fringe Cafe, Friday, August 4th, 8 p.m. Free food, live performances by Royne Dale, Harlequin Masquerade, The Go-Getters. Tickets available at the bar, $10 only. Spread the word. I'm sorry, but big sweaty jocks do not turn me on. I'll take a nerd any day.
What's this?
I can't tell what that note's saying as long as it's up there. Fiona's handwriting is not particularly legible.
Well then, shall we get a closer look? Take it. What does it say?
Found a gold ring under the common room sofa. If it's yours, let me know. But no false claims, please. Fiona. I did lose a gold ring a few weeks ago. I hope this is the one. I'll have to ask Fiona about it.
Well then. Wait, when did I pick up
It's
a
a
push
push
pin? Okay, I guess I did.
It's a leaf of organic plastic. It grows. It converts. Be considerate. Keep the volume down after 11 p.m. Fiona.
Alright, let's see what else we got.
Pizza and movie night, Monday, July 31st. BYOS. BYO what? Soap?
Bring in soap.
Look, it's Monkey Boy. Common room duty roster, July 27th. April and Emma. Oh, joy, manual labor, my favorite.
Let's see what else we got. Anything else I can look at?
San Francisco. I'd love to go there someday. Someday soon, hopefully.
Haha. Alright. I think we looked at everything on the board. Let's look at the table.
Emma picked this table up at a flea market for $10 last month. That's $9 more than it's worth.
And what's this? A matchbook.
It's a matchbook.
Well, you know what we do when we have that symbol? We take the matchbook.
They're bridges. They really knew how to design tacky furniture back in the late 22nd century.
Yep, very futuristic. Let's look at the window.
We have a nice view of the bridges from this window. That's Fiona, my landlady. She's all right.
Hi,
Morning,
Fiona.
Fiona.
Good morning, darling. You're up early.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep.
Are you feeling all right? You look a little pale.
I had a bad nightmare.
Again? Well, you're not the only one, darling. Mickey woke me up screaming in the middle of the night. She wouldn't go back to sleep until I made her a cup of herbal tea.
Nightmares?
Apparently. But she refuses to tell me what they were. I think she's embarrassed.
Well, wouldn't you be
That doesn't
embarrassed?
sound like Mickey.
I know, darling. Don't tell her I said so. But I've never seen her so agitated in my life. She scared the hell out of me.
I don't know why I have nightmares. I guess they could be stress related. After all, the
Yes,
exhibition's right around the corner.
Oh, yes. The school exhibition. How's that going?
God, don't ask. I have no idea how I'm going to finish my painting on time. I haven't felt inspired in ages.
I think you work too hard, darling. You need to relax once in a while. Live. Enjoy your youth. There's inspiration to be found in hedonism, you know.
You would know.
No, I don't know, but apparently you do.
I'm an authority on the subject, darling. Ask Mickey. She'll tell you I don't lift a finger around the place unless I absolutely have to.
It's a big thing to ask everybody all kinds of questions.
Where's everybody this morning?
Mickey's tied up in the basement. Mind you, she's not literally tied up, of course, although that is a tempting thought.
Are you getting into your sexual fantasies here, Fiona? Because it's a little too early in the morning for that, don't you think?
Sorry, I just can't help myself. Anyway, the plumbing is... You probably noticed when you took a shower, yeah? There's no hot water. So Mickey's working on that. Getting knee-deep in putrid canal water is her job, thank God.
What about Charlie? He up yet?
No, he's still sleeping, and Emma just went to bed. I saw her come in when I was making breakfast. Do you know who she's seeing now?
I don't know. Some guy?
Those lads I see her with, darling. She's too good for those arseholes. I wish she'd find herself a man who'd treat her right for once.
No kidding.
She hasn't had much luck with love, no?
She's a magnet for creeps, and she's so pretty. They prey on her, you know, bastards.
I've tried to talk to her about it, but Emma's impulsive. She doesn't listen.
She's just as headstrong as you and me, darling, but I'm sure she'll be all right. She's smart and resourceful, and not
can
afraid
take
to
care of
speak up for herself.
Shouldn't you be outside enjoying the good weather?
You joking? Bollocks to that. I'll stay inside until September, thank you very much. It's too bloody hot.
I'd better get going.
Off to school.
Yeah, there are no more classes this semester, but I have to finish my painting by next Thursday.
For
Woohoo!
what it's worth, darling. Good luck. And don't work too hard, all right?
Alright, there are more questions to ask, but as my dinner is ready, not gonna ask them. Alright, talk to you guys later. And we're back. Let's talk more with Fiona. Because talking, that is what you do in adventure
Hi.
games.
Hello, darling.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Why, certainly, darling. About what?
Tell me about Emma.
Emma? Why, she's your best friend, darling. I don't know what to tell you that you don't already know. You girls are so close.
We are bestest
That's
friends.
true. The day we met, we clicked instantly. It was strange, but cool.
Like me and Mickey then, except for the sex, of course.
That's a pretty big except for, Fiona.
Oh, I guess so. She's the crazy one, Emma is. Not crazy as in mad as a hatter, but crazy in a good way. Fun to be around.
Emma's always been a little weird.
Exactly, darling. She's a flirt, too, and the boys seem to drop like flies at her feet.
She's
No wonder.
adorable.
She's a real looker, I don't have to tell you. I'm sure she could have been a model if she'd wanted, but she's an artist, and a good one, too. I really think she'll be a successful artist. Her sculptures are getting a lot of attention.
Hopefully good attention. Well, let's ask her
Anything else you
any
can tell
more.
me about Emma?
More.
She ought to be a little more careful sometimes. She's a flirt, and although she doesn't mean any harm, some lads don't take too well to being teased and rejected. You should tell her that, though, being her best friend and all.
I have told her. She won't listen.
No. She does worry me a little, but she's a big girl and she can take care of herself.
I'm sure we know
I'm
that.
certainly happy to have her living here, next to you and Charlie. She's my favorite tenant.
Alright, let's see.
What did you think of me when we first met?
That's a peculiar question, isn't it? I thought you were quite lovely. I still do, darling.
Do you remember the day I arrived?
Of course,
Let's get some
darling. It
backstory.
wasn't that long ago, and I'm not senile quite yet. It was in May, wasn't it? Charlie referred you to me, and you were quite at a loss. First day in the city, wasn't it? I remember. You looked like a lost puppy.
Puppy? Me?
When I saw you lugging that suitcase across the bridge, my heart went out to you. I'm glad you came here. You could have been lost anywhere else.
She would've. Alright, let's do some
How
more
long have you known
questions.
Charlie?
Oh, he's one of our oldest tenants. It's close to 3 years, I believe, since he moved in. Charlie is always in a good mood, and he's such a gentleman.
I like Charlie. You will
I
like
agree.
Charlie
He's
too.
an actual, genuine gentleman.
And you don't see a lot of gentlemen these days, trust me. You have a very good friend in him, darling. Perhaps even more than a friend.
What do you mean, more than a friend?
Not for me to say, darling. If you don't realize it yet, you will.
Ha ha. Exactly.
What's up with Zach Lee?
Zach, I think we both feel the same way about him, darling. He's not actually a bastard. If he was, I'd have had him out of here in an instant. But he's an arse, and a stuck-up, pompous, arrogant wanker.
Stuck up,
My
pompous,
thoughts
egg,
exactly.
and winker.
Aside from that wanker bit,
That was a terrible accent. I apologize.
Still, he pays his rent on time and he doesn't make a lot of noise. He keeps to himself. And most importantly, he's shit scared of me. So I can't just kick him out.
Shit scared about you.
tell me a little bit about yourself, Fiona.
Me? Why? There's not much to say, darling. I love my job. I love Venice. And I love being with Mickey. I'm a happy girl. Sure, sometimes I wish I could go back to England to see my family, but that's water under the bridge, so to speak. I'm very happy with myself and my
My nose
life
just
here
won't
in
get unclogged.
Newport.
I apologize. My nose is just.
How long have you and Mickey been together?
Mickey and I have been together since I was 19. She was in her late 30s then. The older, wiser, worldly woman. I found her sweet and charming and intriguing. When I finally realized she was neither of those things, it was too late. I was in love. She stole me away from my dreary British inner city life.
And she brought me here.
She was no knight in shining armor, that's for sure. She knew how to treat me like a woman.
You guys make a great couple.
You think so, darling? Yes, I guess we do. And the sex is amazing.
You never get tired of talking about your sex life, do you?
Shoot me if I ever do.
Never. And if I ever do, please shoot me.
Damn Skippy.
Can you tell me something about the border house?
That's one of my favorite topics, darling. What precisely do you want to know?
What made you decide to run
Let's
a
go with
boarding
that.
house?
That's a long story. One of the reasons Mickey and I got together was that we shared a passion for the classic English country inns. You know, quaint, weathered buildings, funny old ladies, and oddly suggestive names like the Lazy Cock.
So why come here to the big city? To America?
We wanted to create a place with a similar atmosphere and hospitality here in Newport. Like a safe house for people like you and I to call home, if only for a short while. So we discussed different options for a few months, and then we decided we wanted to start a boarding house for young, penniless students and artists.
You decided you wanted to do that here in Venice?
We knew that Venice was the place for us long before we came here, but the hard part was finding a building cheap enough.
And this building was
Perfect building.
available?
Not at first. Like most of the buildings in Venice, this one used to be a factory, but when we first looked at it, a local company was planning to turn it into a bar and nightclub. It was so perfect for our purposes, though, that we appealed to the Venice Borough Council, and after outlining our plans, they gave us the go-ahead at a reduced price, provided we kept our promises regarding our tenants.
What inspired the name Border
Border
House?
house.
That came quite naturally when we saw the place. It's on the border between two worlds, isn't it? Between Venice and the city itself.
And
And
more.
at the same time,
But we'll find that out
I
later.
also believe we're on the border between two more abstract worlds.
Well, that.
Between art and spirit on the one hand, and science and technology on the other.
And
That's
that.
very poetic, Fiona.
Yes, I've practiced. I may be an inner city girl, but I can philosophize and bullshit with the best of them.
Haha.
Do you and Mickey own the place together?
We own it together, yes, and we've shared the responsibilities between us. Mickey takes care of the maintenance of the building, and I busy myself with the administrative tasks. I also take care of the day-to-day management of our tenants, like deciding whether or not to let someone rent a room, and of course the unpleasant business of booting someone out.
I thought you enjoyed that part.
Yes,
That's
all
alright,
right.
in some
In some
cases.
cases I do, but not always.
It can get
It
quite
can get
messy.
quite messy.
That was terrible.
Thanks
I
for the
apologize.
information.
I'm glad I could help you out, darling.
Let's get more information.
What can you tell me about Venice?
I don't really know much about the history of Venice. You should really ask someone with an interest in local affairs. What I do know is that this whole neighborhood used to be an industrial area, and that about 100 years ago they converted most of the buildings into residences for students and the homeless. And it's a nice place to live, certainly. Friendly people, liberal attitudes, great clothing stores, quite perfect, aside from that dreadful stench from the canals in the summertime.
That's a bad thing.
What's the story behind my apartment?
Your apartment? It's more a room than anything else. Not much more than a large closet, really.
It's not that small.
It's one of our smallest rooms, but it's cheap and it's on a nice floor. I hope you're happy there.
I like it. It's convenient, and it's got an interesting view.
That's nice to hear, darling. As for the story behind it, no unexplained deaths or hidden pirate treasures, I'm afraid. Just a long string of students on a tight budget.
That's always there.
Do you like Newport?
The city. I stay in Venice most of the time. It's easy to forget we're just a tiny little pocket in the middle of a sprawling urban wasteland. But do I like it? I think Newport is one of the great cities of our age.
Woohoo!
Love it or hate it, you can't argue with that.
I'm
Which one is it?
not really
Love
thinking of much
or
good
hate?
commentary. Try not to speak over it all.
I haven't decided yet, darling. Ask me again in another 15 years. Perhaps I'll have an answer then.
I don't have any more questions right now.
Don't hesitate asking if there's something else you want to know.
There is. We have something in our inventory.
See you later, Fiona.
Have fun, darling.
Let's see. We got inventory. A note. Click out and hand it to Fiona.
I saw this note on the corkboard. I think the ring might belong to me.
I'm sorry I have to ask, but could you describe the ring?
Sure thing. It says Sweet 16. My dad gave it to me. I think it was the only birthday of mine he remembered, or at least acknowledged.
Yes, that's the one. I found it under the sofa when I was vacuuming. Here you are, darling.
Thanks. It's not worth much, but it's got a certain sentimental value for me.
It's a very pretty ring.
Yeah, it is. My dad never gave me anything pretty before or since. He must have won a poker game or something that day.
Haha.
That's strange. I don't hate him. He's a bastard and he treated me like crap almost every single day of my life. I don't hate him. I feel sorry for him.
Why?
Because he doesn't know how to love. He can't love anybody or anything. And because he'll be miserable every second of every minute of every day until the day he dies. God, I'm glad that life is behind me. I hope I never have to see him again. No, that doesn't sound right. I've made a choice not to see him again.
Ever.
Ever.
And look, we got a gold ring.
Dad gave me this gold ring on my 16th birthday.
Woohoo! Oh, this matchbox, sorry.
It's a matchbook from the Fringe Cafe.
Fringe Cafe. Well, that's all we got for going for that. So let's drop down to save. Save that. Not quit the